Hello everybody and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Katie with John Henry's. Today I'm going to share with you one of my kids' favorite recipes, and that is our Crunchwraps. But I have a little surprise for you because we're going to be adding in extra beneficial nutrients into our bodies by cooking our ground beef and heart. So I can't wait to show you this recipe. It's going to be great. Are you ready to branch out and add some super healthy organ meats to your diet? Our proprietary beef and heart blend is the perfect place to start. This recipe is a perfect way to sneak it in under your spouse or kiddos' unexpected noses. Our butchers grind in the nutrient-dense beef heart right into our ground beef so that you get the benefits of the beef heart with the flavor and versatility of our ground beef. Anytime that I am making a recipe that calls for a more seasoned ground beef, such as tacos, spaghetti, sloppy joes, or something like that, I try to use one of our special blends, whether it's our beef and heart or our beef and liver, because that's a great way to get those super beneficial organ meats into our diet without anyone knowing. So let's begin by browning our ground beef here that we have. I already have it in our pan and it's already cooking away. So I'm just going to mix it up and then I'm going to season it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, some cumin, and I'm just going to sprinkle that here and season that up. I also did add a little bit of onion powder as well. You can choose to use chopped onions or some onion powder. This is probably the process that takes the longest, so in order to speed up this recipe, you can go ahead and prep your ground beef by browning it the night before, and then choose to add in your extra taco seasonings or whatever the night of, warm it up, and you're ready to make your crunch wraps. So many of you know that most of our ground beef is ground very lean. It is because of our cows being out on pasture and living that active lifestyle. So that means that you may need to add some water when browning your ground beef. Okay, now that our ground beef and heart is all browned up, we're gonna go ahead and add our taco seasoning and our water. I really prefer a really clean taco seasoning from Wild Tree. That's definitely my favorite. So I've got that here, and I'm going to just go ahead and pour that into our ground beef. And now I'm gonna add just a little bit of water. Now that our beef and heart blend is already prepared with all of the seasonings, we're gonna go ahead and add some oil into our pan, and we're going to also prep any extra ingredients that we need. So you're gonna wanna gather your tomatoes and lettuce, cheese. You're gonna wanna also heat up your queso, and we're going to get that all together so it'll make it really easy when putting the crunch wraps together. All right, I've just added my oil to the pan, and now we get to assemble our crunch wraps. First of all, we're going to start off with our burrito shell. So you're going to need a large burrito shell like this, and we're going to go ahead and put it on a hard surface. So whether you're using a plate or a cutting board, you'll definitely want it to be a flat surface. So we're gonna take that, and then we're gonna take some queso, and we're going to create a circle in the middle. bit. There we go. Now we're going to add our ground beef. And cover over our queso in a thin layer. Okay, now taking a corn tostada shell like this, we're going to put sour cream on here. And place the tostada shell right over the meat. Now sprinkle it with lettuce, cheese, and tomato. Now, as the last step before we wrap it up, we're going to take a fajita shell and we're going to put that over everything. There we go, kind of creating a little sandwich. Now from here, we're going to wrap up the crunch wrap. Holding this very tightly with our hand, we're going to take it and fold over. Create little folds every inch or two, all the way around. There we go. So now our crunch wrap is ready. I'm going to actually just set it down here for a second though, because the extra weight on these folds will just keep it in place, and I will start working on another one. The oil is hot and we're ready to start frying our crunch wraps. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe and consider sharing it on your social media to tell other people about our farm. And if you'd like to follow this exact same recipe, please see the link in the description below. All right, let's go. So I'm going to recommend using some sort of spatula or a wooden spoon or something like that because the oil is going to be hot. Now you don't want it super hot because we don't want to burn them, but we do want them to be fried. So I've got my oil about 300 degrees, and I really can tell by when I put my spoon in there if it kind of starts to sizzle. So, and because I let these sit, they are much more in shape and stay put together. So I do recommend making one and at least letting it sit while you're making a couple more. Hear the sizzling now, and I'm just going to make sure that all of the folds are under there. It's all good to go. Okay. All right, check it periodically to make sure that it's golden brown, and when it is, it's ready to be flipped. So this one is good to go. Again, remember that the oil is very hot, so you definitely want to use some sort of spatula. Okay, now we're gonna let the other side cook until it is golden brown as well. Okay, I'm going to check this one. Oh yes, it is all beautifully golden brown. I'm going to go ahead and take this out and we are good to go. Thank you so much for watching this video, for liking, subscribing, and sharing about our farm. But most of all, thank you so much for supporting our farm. Have a great day. We're so glad that you found our channel. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see more awesome recipes, click the video below.